A very warm welcome to you. Many thanks for joining us on this edition of your #1 insurance program on television. My name is Margaret Mary Osiobor. It's a bumper package this week, but first we begin by joining Faith and her guest on the town hall for the continuation of their explosive session on penny insurance stocks and the pains of shareholders. While shareholders agree that most people shy away from insurance for reasons such as belief and culture, insurance operators themselves must put their house in order. Do take a listen.
You are doing the little. We know that this is the situation. You came to the public and say, okay, give me money, we improve this thing, returns on investment and all that. The little one you are having, what are you doing with it? You see that if you look at their books, the way the accounting system is, they will make profit and at the subsidiary level and everything. Before you know it, when you go to the bottom line, oh, they have made provision, you are doing and all that, you will not get anything.
On this edition also, we will bring you highlights of the 2017 Almond Insurance Consumers Forum, which took place recently at Kano Hall in Neka House, Alausa, Ikeja. The theme was Insurance Penetration in Nigeria, shifting focus from policies to providing value for the customers. The well-attended event was chaired by none other than Mr. Chike Mokunye, the former GMD of Royal Exchange PLC. Plus, of course, our quick facts on insurance and all the other extras. All these and more have been put together for your viewing pleasure, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the package. Details shortly. Please stay with us.
Emphasis now is on non-life business because it's where they are going to make the quick money, and even the quick money they are making is not reflecting on the purse or pockets of those who have invested, like shareholders who have invested into insurance companies. So it's a big problem.
Yeah, it's a serious problem. If I may comment inside, I have said so. Yeah, I said this before. Insurance is a business. That is, it's a business that you must insure. That is, you do it before the benefit. Now you have said you have to get the people to key into any product you are developing. That is, first of all, you develop the product, you communicate it to the consumer and the benefits, the cost. Now, at the end of the day, one of the things that, because they have known that Nigerian consumer don't actually read in details of all the clauses that will go against them, they will silence the clauses that is the caution and killing. I have seen it happen in telecom industry where they said this is an insurance with working with the insurance company. They will deduct your money every day, 15 naira. After some time, after deducting that money, suddenly that thing will just cut off. And when you want to challenge, you say, it's not, you press something, you are the one who did it, you just press something, a code, and that is why the thing went on. Your money is gone. Will another person who have experienced, it and told it to other people, will key into that? So there is a reputational risk in it. That is reputational problem that the insurance company must comfort to address, so that they convince the consumer to come back. No, this is the way we are doing it. So they must have a new orientation of business, of this insurance business, so that the consumer will come back. Some of them are running away because
they are still running.
That is on a nice one. Okay, I, for example, have a comprehensive insurance. A comprehensive insurance of my car for 2 years now. It is only when the things want to get expired, or it's only me that we call them. Because one, I have not called them for anything. The first 1 year, nothing happened, or I don't want to bother anybody, nothing happened. The second year is going by half of the way. You can't get a single call from an insurance company to tell you, how is your motor doing? How is your car doing?
Exactly. These are
to do that will make somebody to feel that insurance is good. So we are deviating from my concern. What they are doing that is making us not to get insurance, the shareholder not to get money, is what I'm emphasizing. It's a relationship. It's a service. It's something it's not tangible. It's not something you see. It's not something like a phone or an item you see. It's a service. So for the consumer to see it, it is the relationship, how you, after sales services that you are putting into it, that makes the person feel belong. That okay, this my insurance is, this product is really okay. One of the educational products they have developed, how effective are they doing? Are they monitoring it? These are issues we are just talking of as a consumer, the allegation against the malpractices of the operators. So we need to look at it. They need to repackage the whole thing, the whole business, insurance business in this country.
Okay, now let's well, we are still diverting a little bit from our topic of discussion, but Mr. Falade, I do know that in the time when the likes of you and others were in this business, life insurance was the driver of the insurance industry, so to speak. But all of a sudden, I don't know how that changed. Maybe it still boils down to this relationship issue that we're talking, because life insurance really is more of relationship building and after sales service. That is one. Then secondly, he's talked about now somebody who has bought comprehensive motor insurance, which is the height of cover for motor. If you cannot get that kind of relationship from your insurer, is it somebody that bought third party that will not get, oh, I'm calling you to check, how is your car doing? And so these are some of the, as he said, these are some of the issues that we see on a daily basis, including myself that's talking, because I'm also a consumer of insurance product. And these are some of the issues. So how do you think the insurance industry can move from where they are now to where they are supposed to be, then to now move back to our topic of discussion, which is trying to move above the level of trading at penny stock in the stock exchange?
Okay, well, yeah, the first part of your question, I agree with you entirely. The industry has a lot of work to do to promote its business, to provide excellent service, and part of which is to ensure that once a person buys a product from a company, that company will ensure that there is a close relationship, maybe on quarterly basis. On his birthday, nothing says they cannot send.
They hardly do that. I must say.
A birthday text message to him, just to make sure that he is closer to the company. I agree with you entirely. The industry needs to do a lot, and part of doing a lot has to do with the orientation of the people who are providing the services. The agents, the staff. Now, all of these people need to have a good orientation to ensure that the reputation of the industry is enhanced. Now, what can they do to move from penny stock to... that's a big question. From my analysis and from what he said, if on a daily basis you look at the movement of the stocks, in addition to the fact that the stocks are not trading at very high price, they are not liquid.
Because he has said it that nobody wants to buy.
Yes, because people don't want
to touch them.
Because so if nobody is interested in buying them, of course the price cannot move up, right? If demand is more than what people are supplying, the price will move up. So what can they do? The regulator, in fairness to the regulator, if you see that with time, the regulator is helping the industry. That is by making some types of insurance compulsory. But those compulsory insurance policies cannot make the companies profitable. That is to say, concentrating on just those areas that are compulsory will not be enough to ensure that these insurance companies are profitable. They have to go beyond that and explore new areas. And as I said, who are the consumers? The industries. If you have industries that are closing down, who will buy insurance? If you have industries that are producing below capacity, their demand for insurance will also be very low.
Okay, Mr. Farah, let me come in a little bit there. You know, for a very long time, emphasis in this industry has always been on this corporate business, and it has not helped their lot. Let's look at other clients. South Africa, for example, you find that it is personal lines, individuals that people are looking at. In East Africa, in places like Kenya, for example, Egypt, it is the individual lines of business that are driving the industry. When you hear the amount of their gross premium income on a yearly basis, you'll be amazed. You see their insurance penetration level, they are 2%, 3%, 4%. It is not really, well, I do know that industries are part of it, but what I'm saying is, can't this insurance industry, can't they move from this chasing NNPC accounts and all of these industries that are closing down and focus on individuals who would be interested in insurance if the after-sales service is provided?
Actually, that is the future of insurance, right? Nigeria has a very huge population, and that in itself is a great opportunity. Then what can the companies do? A change of orientation, a system that will make them promote their business, that will make them educate members of the public. For instance, majority of people who have their personal houses, they don't bother about insurance on them. It's only because motor insurance is compulsory. And what is compulsory about motor insurance? Is it not the third party? It's not compulsory, you should take comprehensive. So if the industry can embark on serious education of members of the public, right, to ensure that members of the public, to create awareness that, look, as individuals, you need to cover your house. As individuals, you need to make provision for the education of your children. As individuals, you need insurance to expand even your small scale, to protect your small businesses.
Alright, welcome back. Many thanks for still staying tuned. Moving on now, we bring you highlights of the 2017 Almond Insurance Consumers Forum, which took place recently at Alausa, Ikeja. Trust us when we say it's the biggest gathering of the insuring public, as customers came prepared with their questions for operators. But before we view the highlights, let me quickly add that all this was made possible by FBN Insurance Limited, NEM Insurance PLC, Custodian, SCIB Nigeria Limited, the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers, and Adrian Homes and Properties. Enjoy it.
Almond Productions Limited, producers of the most authoritative program on insurance, Almond Finance and Wealth Report on television, Waiting Insurance That Do Serve on Nigeria FM, and Free Pigeon English newspaper on insurance, recently held its 2017 Insurance Consumers Forum in Kano Hall, Neka House, Alausa Ikeja. The Insurance Consumers Forum, which started in 2013, provides a robust platform for interaction between stakeholders in the insurance industry and the insuring public in a no-holds-barred atmosphere. The 2017 edition with the theme, Insurance Penetration in Nigeria, shifting focus from policies to providing value for the customers, was chaired by Mr. Chike Mokoye, former Group Managing Director, Royal Exchange PLC. Guest speaker was Professor Festus Ekpetimehin, first Professor of Insurance and Risk Management in Nigeria, while discussant was Mr. Valentine Ojuma, Managing Director, FBN Insurance Limited. As expected, insurance consumers at both corporate and individual turned out in their numbers to air their views on the quality of service they expect from the insurance industry. Welcoming participants to the forum, the chairman in his opening remarks said that the regulator must change their mindset as policemen of the insurance industry to developmental partners.
There is an urgent need for a rethink. One, of the role of the operators. Two, the role of the regulators. They have to think again. Are we doing this thing the right way? Then again, the operators have to review their business models. They have to think again and say, what do we do to make things better? We cannot continue to do a thing the same way and expect a different result. That is practically impossible. In fact, recently I read that Nikon wants to implement the second phase of MDRI. Meanwhile, if you look at the first phase, we have not achieved up to 30% of what we thought was to be the result. And you want to go to the second phase. It's like your child who got into school, finished his WASC examination, had a F in 8 courses, then made D in 1, then you promote him. You've told him to go and fail. Certainly the next one will not work.
Over the years, there have been efforts to increase insurance awareness and penetration by the various stakeholders, but these efforts have not yielded the desired result, as insurance penetration has remained abysmally low at less than 1% for many years. Delivering the theme paper, the guest speaker, Professor Ekpetimehin, said that insurance practitioners themselves are responsible for the no-demand state of insurance products and services in Nigeria.
Some of our friends don't go to insurance people. They are armed robbers. Go and invest your money in shares. The share crash. And so what can you do about that? So you have to run back to also. Some of them are now running back. They say, okay, let me put my money in form of investment in buying life and all this. The insurance practitioners, look at our own problem. The practitioners are themselves responsible for the no demand state, for they have not embraced any pragmatic marketing approach. The present marketing mix of most insurance companies does not reflect aggressive marketing. This indicates that there is lack of innovation in product development and risk-taking. The following features reveal lack of innovation in the industry. Narrow product lines. By now, if you go abroad, you talk about there is nothing stopping anybody now from taking burial policy. Now, when I die, pay this to my family to bury me. Funeral, burial, you all have them. There are so many policies abroad that is not here. Whereas, we should have everything here so that you have a lot to choose from. Everybody wants to have a nice, when you die, you want them to give you a fitting burial. So everybody wants to buy such a policy.
Discussing the theme paper, the discussant, Mr. Ojuma, admitted that there are bad insurance companies, but there are many more that are good.
There are bad insurance companies out there, but there are many, many better insurance companies out there. So when you go out of Nigeria, for example, they say Nigerians are 419. What percentage of Nigerians are 419? When they say policemen are this and that, what percentage of the policemen? Many more policemen risk their lives to serve you than the few that you see on the road that take 10 naira, 20 naira from you. What about the firefighters? What about road safety? So in everything we do, that good, the bad, and the ugly. That does not make it any less important.
With the paper presentation taken, some stakeholders gave their goodwill messages.
You are doing the work of the operators for us, and you are reaching the unreached, because I can see a lot of faces here, especially our consumers. As Prof mentioned in his delivery, we can't be selling eyes to the Eskimos. We can't be talking to ourselves. And without the consumers, there won't be any insurance industry. A lot of effort is being made by the industry to deepen insurance. SRB, in this effort, is undergoing corporate visibility projects, whereby we engage various media to sensitize insuring public about the need, the benefit of insurance.
The Open Forum is a high point of the Consumers Forum. This year was no exception as customers came prepared.
The communication gap is too wide. It's too much. But she has just broken that yoke using pidgin. My mama never goes school. But she hear pidgin. And that motor boy, where they drive motor, that a Danko boy, he not go to university, but he hear pidgin well. So if insurance policy are written in a way people will understand, communicate where there's communication closeness and not gap, I think policy something will be easier. Everybody will be interested. Because as the Prof said, all professions, to me, the way I understand Prof, probably Prof is telling me that all professions need insurance. Everybody. So then, why is important thing now being relegated to the back? If Nigeria want to survive, insurance is very needed. So what are the insurance companies doing? They need to sponsor her. They need to buy the baby from her. And start using it to market their product. That question you asked, are Nigeria not reading, or I don't understand whether it is not reading or too much grammar. But I'll say whether not reading or too, we are impatient. That is our culture. We don't have time for too much training. Tell us what we want to do, and we'll do it. So, speaking English even make it easier.
I want to advise that the insurance have to do a lot more aggressive marketing. If you get into My Two or go to Select, you see banks, all their workers are there. They are collecting the bank savings even as a susu. So that it will be easier. It agrees with what my brother was saying. They are bringing it closer to home. This is the third time I've been into Almond Productions. It has been enriching and educating. And this one now, the one we're having today, is much more homely than the other ones. The other ones we've been attending have been too academic. But today I think we are reaching ourselves. So what I am saying is to say that the insurance, if properly articulated and harnessed, is no problem. And I now see that it is necessary for everybody to be insured. But I have a question I want to ask. I wanted to do child education, and I got somebody to come and look at it. By the time I put my date, he said, this your date is no more good for insurance. I said, okay, do you want me to tell you that I am 40? This is my date. And as I speak with you, we've not been able to harness it. So I was so disturbed about it, I had too many other things to think about. After all, it's my money I want to bring.
The agents would advise that the invoices be inflated so that you can get a settlement that is as near the actual cost of repair as possible. Because you find situations where maybe members of staff have damages to their vehicles at up to maybe 50,000 or so, and then by the time the settlement is brought back, maybe they are only paying 20,000. Who is supposed to, mop up excess charges. So you find that a lot of people resort to inflating the claims so that they can get something near to the cost of repairs. You also find, you talked about turnaround time, that within a week, all claims should be settled once maybe there's an agreement between, but we find that that's not often the case, because we've had also situations where even though the loss adjuster had visited twice, we had meetings, we had, to all intents and purposes concluded, you find that the broker keeps coming to say, oh, we are so sorry, we're expecting the check from the insurer, we're waiting for the MD to come back, and all sorts of different excuses, where you find that it will take you like 2 months to pursue your settlement check.
Responding to some of the issues raised, the discussants agree that they need to do more as an industry because perception is everything. No doubt, the 2017 Insurance Consumers Forum was a huge success. The stage is now set for the 2018 edition, which promises to be more exciting and value-adding to the insurance consumers and stakeholders in the insurance industry.
And that is our show this week. Many thanks for being a part of it. Do join us again next week for another fresh package, but in the meantime, feel free as always to connect with us on all our social media platforms. You can also visit our website at www.almondfinancereports.com. Remember also that this program airs on BCOS Television Ibadan every Thursday at 6 p.m. Now, for those who couldn't make the forum this year, make plans to attend next year, God willing. My name is Margaret Mary Osiubo, but before we go, once again, many thanks to all our sponsors, partners, and supporters for the success of the 2017 Almond Insurance Consumers Forum. Now, from all of us here, until next week, enjoy this hilarious commercial as our parting shot. Bye-bye.
No, me. No. Hello? I need life insurance, please.